What's up, YouTube? Back with you for another Whiskies of the Galaxy Advent Calendar. I think we're on day 11. So yep, 10 has been done. So day 11. Let's find that up here, top left. Open this guy up, pull it out, see what it says. So another whiskey, product of the USA, 47.5% alcohol by volume. So go ahead, open this up, pour it into our glass, and see what we can smell. I almost get a bourbon smell from this. Let's go ahead and give it a taste and see what it tastes like. It's actually really good. So initially it's weird. It's hard to explain. It's got a bite to it, but at the same time it seems extremely smooth. So it's kind of odd. Let me give it another sip. So yeah, it goes down really smooth and the bite kind of hits you after it's already gone down. So like when you get that warming sensation that comes back up, it kind of comes back up with a little bit of a bite to it too, which is definitely different than what I'm used to, but very, very good. Let's see what we got from the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy on day 11. Okay, Rabbit Hole. Rabbit Hole High Gold Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. So tasting notes per the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy are going to be lemon, toasted oak, toffee, vanilla, butterscotch, spicy, apricot, cinnamon, and mint. It might be that mint. I'm not getting like a minty flavor, but it might be that mint that's causing it to kind of go down smooth, but then you get the bite on the backside. It might be and by the bite, I mean like the spiciness. You kind of get that on the backside, not on the initial, when it goes in, like you put it into your mouth initially and then you go to swallow. It's very smooth. And then once it's gone down and that warming sensation comes back up, it kind of comes back up with that spiciness as well. Very good. We'll go ahead and scan this QR code and see what it says about it. All right. So to the website, Rabbit Hole High Gold Bourbon has an 8 out of 10 with 246 votes. A 750 milliliter bottle is going to run you $65.99. So there's a flavor spiral we already discussed. And here's the about. Walking a balanced line of time, casks, and formulation to yield a rich and powerful bourbon. Rabbit Hole Distillery has come further in 5 years than many come in generations. It was founded in 2014 by Kavazamian, a transplant from Chicago, who fell in love with a woman and a whiskey at the same time. Starting as most do with Source's Spirit, he made his way toward a full distillery and entertainment venue in the Nulu district of Louisville. And they have a spectacular new still on the way. And things have been going so well that Pernod Ricard acquired a majority interest in June of this year, 2019. And with that comes a wave of newly refined products and updated branding, naming each spirit in their core lineup after a prominent Louisville citizen. Released just this month, August 2019, one of their newest productions is Rabbit Hole High Gold Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. And it balances a fine point of optimal crafting. The mash bill is 70% corn, 25% rye, 5% malted barley. The malting balances sweetness and spice. Importantly, the spirit goes into the barrels at 110 proof, 55% alcohol by volume. This is lower than normal production level proof of 120 to 125. It's gentler on the casks and strikes the right balance between time and flavor. More wood influence is impaired during the 4 years of aging in number 3 char casks. And it's bottled at perfect 47.5% alcohol by volume. Rabbit Hole has recently changed their labels, and as the original labels are being phased out, there is still a chance that you might receive a bottle different than what is pictured. But rest assured, the liquid remains the same regardless of the label. All right, so into the smartass corner. Or actually, this is a different smartass corner. This isn't Doug Dogson's. It says the phrase going down a rabbit hole means studying, researching, or creating in something to the point of a never-ending obsession. It is an oblique reference to Alice in Wonderland. Kava Zamanian considers his journey, sorry for the horrible pronunciation, guys. He considers his journey into distilling as his personal trip down the rabbit hole, and that's how the company got its name. All right, so details. So Doug Dockson's Smartass Corner. At any given time, there are more barrels of bourbon in Kentucky than there are people. The population of the Bluegrass State is about 4.4 million. Today, there are more than 5 million barrels of bourbon sitting in the rick houses of that old Kentucky home. That's nearly 300 bottles of bourbon per person, or about 60 gallons each. Bourbon must be made of a grain mixture that is at least 51% corn. We've discussed this one. Straight bourbon must be matured for at least 2 years. If a bottle has no age, it's at least 4 years. Kava Zemanian was first introduced to bourbon by his significant other, Heather, while living in Chicago, luring him away from his beloved Scotch. The rest was history. We've discussed that one. And back to the beginning. So that's about it for the review of this. However, I do believe I also have a bottle of Rabbit Hole. I don't know if it's the high gold or not, but we're going to check and see. Be right back. So, I do not have Rabbit Hole High Gold, but I do have Rabbit Hole Cave Hill. So this is also a 47.5% alcohol by volume, or 95 proof, for those who prefer to see the proof. This one did win the San Francisco World Spirits Competition Gold in 2019. I still have not opened this either. I have a lot of bottles that I have not opened, but eventually they will get opened, they will get drank. It's just a matter of when I have company or when the timing's right. So these are kind of like special occasion bourbons and whiskeys that I have. I also have my general go-to bourbon and whiskey for just kind of drinking when I decide to have a glass with dinner or something. But that's about it for this video. Sorry I didn't have the exact bottle that this tasting was of, but I do have one by that brand. If you got any questions, leave them down in the comments below, and I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability. And as always, stay safe out there, keep the rubber side down, and I'll see you on the road. Bandit out.